How to fight a forced signature on a car dealer arbitration agreement. If you're buying a car and the dealer tries to force you to sign an arbitration agreement, stop. This video is for you. The key word here is forced. Every signature you give must be done under your own free consent. Plain and simple. That's the law. Buckle up, because today I'm going to teach you how to fight back against this or simply deal with this by destroying it with confidence when a car dealer tries to push you into a corner by saying, you must sign a binding arbitration clause or you can't buy a car. They might say things like, we can't sell you this vehicle if you don't sign. Does that sound like voluntary consent to you? No, it's certainly not, and being coerced into signing anything, especially giving up your legal rights, is against the law. Quite often, people have no idea this is even happening until it's much too late. But not you, and not anymore. Stick around and I'll show you how to spot it, how to challenge it, and how to protect yourself by undermining it and keeping your legal rights intact, and even what to do after you've been forced to sign under undue pressure. The amazing Elizabeth joins me now as we break down this latest strong-arm strategy commonly used by car dealers to deprive you of your legal rights.
Thanks, Kevin. First, friends, what is arbitration and why should you even care about this?
You certainly should care about it.
Arbitration on the surface sounds harmless enough, right? Well, you're totally wrong. Arbitration stacks everything in the dealer's favor if a legal dispute arises from your car deal, because these agreements strip you of your right to sue the dealership in court. You're agreeing, usually without realizing it, that any future dispute you have with the dealer must go through private arbitration.
Emphasize private.
Not only that, the arbitrator is usually someone the dealership has picked out and worked with before, meaning the arbitrator is very unlikely to be on your side of things. In other words, it's a dealer's court where you lose more often than not. Worse yet, many car buyers don't even realize they signed the arbitration agreement. Why is that? Because dealers are slipping them into electronic forms, hidden checkboxes, and stacks of paperwork faster than you can blink. Here's the truth. You do not legally have to sign the arbitration agreement. So let's talk about your rights and what to do before and after signing.
So some dealer red flag comments? It's just a formality, some of them say. Dealers love to say things like, this is just a standard form. Everyone signs it. You can't buy the car without signing it. False. None of that is legally true. Arbitration agreements are not mandatory. Under federal law, arbitration is only binding if entered into voluntarily and without coercion. That means if you're forced, tricked, or misled into signing, you'll have to take it to court, but that agreement can easily be made invalid. Let us show you how to fight back right at the point of sale.
Here we go. Step 1. Ask if it's legally required. Hint, it's not. Before you sign anything, ask directly, is this arbitration agreement legally required to purchase the vehicle? That simple question puts the dealer in a major legal jam, and it puts the dealer on notice that you're aware of your rights. Most dealers will fumble or lie about it. If they lie and tell you it is legally required, they just put themselves into legal jeopardy. If they say yes, get that on video or audio or ask, can you write that down? Why? Because you've just captured proof of coercion, and that's key if you challenge the contract later. If they say no, guess what? You just caught them admitting it's totally optional. Proceed accordingly and then just put NA on the arbitration signature line.
So step 2, modify the contract. It's your rights, your way. Here are 4 power moves that you can make. Number 1, as Liz mentioned, write NA in the signature line. No signature equals no agreement. Write NA and then draw a line through the rest of it. Done. Number 2, if you sign, write signed under duress if you feel forced to sign. Example, they will say no deal without this and you feel stuck. Write this directly above or below your signature. Signed under duress. You can also add, I do not agree to waive my rights. This shows your signature was not voluntary, undermining its enforceability later. Third, take a picture of your signature with this statement with your phone. Always snap a photo of any document before handing it back, especially when you've written signed under duress. That image could well save your legal case later.
Totally.
And fourth, refuse to sign and ask to take the document home for a legal review. Just say, I want to have this reviewed by my attorney. I'll take a copy and get back to you. Any dealer who says no to that is clearly hiding something.
So here's a good question, but what if this is all done on an iPad?
Great question.
Dealers increasingly are using e-contracts where you can't see the full form until after you sign it. So here's what you do. You need to refuse to sign until a paper version is printed out. You simply say, I'm not signing anything until I've reviewed a printed version of every page. If they won't comply, just walk out. Seriously, the car is not worth giving up your rights for, or your money for that matter. Or, if you're stuck and must sign to finalize something, immediately ask for printed copies before leaving the building and look for that arbitration language. If you find it and it wasn't disclosed, that's fraudulent concealment voiding the clause.
What makes arbitration agreements so unfair? That is a huge question, so thanks for asking. So let's talk about why you want to avoid arbitration. There are several things wrong with this situation. Number one, the dealer often picks the arbitrator. That's right, they may use an arbitration group with whom they have a working relationship. These aren't neutral judges. They're paid professionals who rely on future business from the dealer. Basically, a hired gun.
Yeah.
Guess what that means for you? You're guaranteed to lose. Number two, you can't appeal even if the arbitrator rules in favor of the dealer based on pure nonsense. There is no appeals process.
Right.
Third, the process is secretive. Unlike court, arbitration is private. That means no public record, and the dealership can keep ripping people off just as they did to you with zero public accountability or damage to their business reputation. And four, you might have to pay sometimes hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Yes, arbitration is not free. Some arbitration agreements require the consumer to split the cost or pay certain fees up front, costing you hundreds or even thousands of dollars just to bring about a complaint. Meanwhile, a small claims filing is much cheaper in your local court and more likely to go in your favor, which is exactly why dealers don't want you doing that. This is not justice, it's pure exploitation.
Here's what federal law says. Under the Federal Arbitration Act, FAA, courts uphold arbitration clauses only when the agreement was entered knowingly and voluntarily. That means you must have been aware that you were signing one. You must have consented freely without pressure or coercion. If the dealer forced your hand, buried the clause, or refused to sell the vehicle unless you signed, you may have a valid claim making the clause unenforceable.
Some state protections offer even more tools for your defense. Some states go even further. In California, for example, courts have thrown out arbitration agreements that were procedurally unconscionable, meaning they were hidden in paperwork or presented as mandatory or pressured onto a buyer. Sound
Right.
familiar? In North Carolina, deceptive practices like this can violate unfair and deceptive acts and practices UDAP laws in that state. Every state varies, but in many cases, forcing arbitration can open the door to legal counterattacks.
So, at this point, have you already signed an arbitration clause? Here's how to challenge it. So first, don't panic. If you've already signed, here's your plan. Step one is to review the agreement and look for where the arbitration clause appears. Is it hidden or prominent? What language was used to explain it? Meaning, was it clear? Are there any statements made by the dealer suggesting that it was required? Step two is document your circumstances. Write down who said what documents you saw or didn't see, whether you were rushed, pressured, or refused the deal unless you signed. This creates a record that may support your argument of duress or deception. Step three, you should consult an attorney or file a complaint. Bring your evidence to a consumer attorney, your state attorney general's office, the FTC, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. You can also leave detailed reviews online naming the dealer and the forced arbitration tactic they use to alert others.
Yes, and all that information and all those moves you're making will help undermine that arbitration agreement. So some final tools here in your toolbox. There are a few last strategies you can use. Add a line requiring written consent. If you're feeling bold, add this above the arbitration clause before you sign. This clause is not binding unless signed and separately initialed with full voluntary consent. Kind of a mouthful.
Yep.
That small addition can make it much harder for the clause to stick later. Ask to cross it out if it's a paper contract. Say, I don't agree to arbitration. I'm crossing this section out. Is that a deal breaker? Sometimes they'll let it go. Many dealers have, but if they don't, just walk. Record the conversation, if legal in your state, because many are single consent states. If your state allows one-party recording, get audio of the dealer saying you have to sign this or no deal without it. That could become powerful evidence of coercion.
So here are some final thoughts. Don't give up your rights. Here's the bottom line. You are never required to waive your legal rights to buy a car. Don't fall for the intimidation. Don't let them pressure you. Don't believe that line about just a form. If a dealer tries to force arbitration, that's a red flag about everything else they're doing behind the scenes. It's your cue to hit the brakes, walk away, and find a better dealership, or call the Homework Guy team to do the deal for you. However, even some of the dealers that we work with try to push this too, but we are there guiding you every step of the way.
I've been involved in many of those phone calls.
That's right. And remember, if you did sign something and you regret it, there may still be a way out, especially if they violated disclosure laws or used deceptive tactics on you.
If you found this video helpful, hit that like button. Drop a comment if a dealer tried to force you into an arbitration agreement. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes.
And share this video with anyone shopping for a car before they sign away their legal rights. Subscribe and follow the Homework Guy team, where we fight back against every dirty dealer trick every day.
And if you want help finding the best car price available with no tricks or add-ons, check out the Homework Guy's hassle-free car buying service. It's the smartest way to beat the dealer at their own game, and we now have a super convenient red button for you to click on the home screen. It says, click here for our car buying service.
Pretty simple.
There you go. We do all the work so you don't have to. It's super easy. We find you the closest match to the vehicle that you're looking for, and you can get started with us by either visiting the website, thehomeworkguy.com, and finding the hassle-free car buying write-up, or you can text me for information at 701-441-3399.
To all of you long-term viewers and subscribers out there, you guys rock. God bless you all. I'm Kevin Hunter, the Homework Guy, signing off on behalf of Alex Stevens, our auto expert, the amazing Elizabeth, our master negotiator, and the entire Hassle-Free Homework Guy team. Stick with us a moment as we scroll through some of our recent 5-star Google reviews. Thank you for watching.